Oh, Canada, home and native land. Our Canadian neighbors, eh? Yo, hose heads. Detroit Police Station, Robo Cop. Robo Cop. There's a boat.
Businessmen in their suits are out there. That's neat. Glad to see it. Gee, I have a different.
That's up this way.
Yeah,
The one right there could be the hospital. That's probably the address we never did. So, but yeah, because right next to it.
The old Miss Pepsi Boat.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the cigarette boat?
No, it's the old like hydroplane boats that they used to race up and down. They have a whole station out here in Belle Isle. That's like that'd be like the old. It's got the same style as like the new Fitzgerald.
I didn't know if her husband.
It's like a pretty nice yacht club.
Bootleggers running their booze back and forth between Canada and Prohibition times from Canada to Detroit. Yeah.
So that's where that police station was there?
Well, yeah, they did it out here. If you look at Wikipedia, it actually has a really good write-up on it about why they picked out here too, I believe. But it has something to do with being a kind of outside the safe from interference. So and then
Okay.
and stuff like that.
They could radio in where the bootleggers were coming?
Yeah, and they obviously keep track of the
Coming over the
river.
border?
Yep.
Because they probably didn't have prohibition in Canada, huh?
No, they didn't.
So-
there was a lot of there was a lot of movement over the border.
So that's where it came from. Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. We're now on Belle Isle, which is between Detroit and Windsor. So between America and Canada. This is really cool park where they do the Detroit Grand Prix at right now. My brother and I, we just drove down the track for the Grand Prix. Now we're just hanging out at some little greenhouse here. So got some cool stuff inside of it, but it's just a nice park. There's an aquarium, like the world's oldest aquarium is out here. Just a really nice place to come through and just hang out and spend an afternoon. So pretty cool spot here if you're in the Detroit, Michigan area. Definitely come out to Belle Isle. I think my brother was telling me that the same people that designed Central Park in New York designed this park too in Belle Isle. They got canals and stuff going through it all. They're kind of remaking some of it and doing it up nice. But the Grand Prix comes around every year and they race the Grand Prix cars. It's pretty cool. Detroit Grand Prix is done right here. It's pretty cool. Nice spot. Nice spot to hang with the family.
How big is it? It's what?
Some big old palm trees. Those are probably the biggest palm trees I've ever seen. My goodness. They're huge palm trees. For the greenhouse? Wow, that is old. They're feeding somebody. They got somebody living in here. Perhaps a little dog or a cat is in here somewhere. This is the less smart of the cane plant. Got a banana tree. Ah, so here's where jelly beans come from. I'll have a purple one, please. Yeah, this is cool. They got it locked off here, but... Old Man Cactus. Mr. Old Man Cactus. You had this crazy idea about breeding cactuses. People have carved their names into this cactus. next Christmas, when you're like, I could go for some Christmas cheer, you should say, I could go for some sedum rubroi tinctum. This bird just attacked my head. Don't do it again, buddy. Oh my God, this bird. Doing a little roots history here. Brother's taking us on a tour of Detroit. I have some roots in Detroit, and my great grandpa was a doctor in Detroit. Had a chief of staff at a surgeon.
Chief of staff at Deacon's Hospital.
What? Where?
And this,
Across the street, that's where Milton was.
and so he was a surgeon, right?
Yes.
At a, was it Detroit Hospital or
Deaconess.
Deaconess?
Yeah, Deaconess, something like that.
Yeah.
Deaconess Hospital in downtown Detroit area.
Chief of staff.
Chief of staff, apparently. So that's kind of cool. That would have been in the 1920s,
20s.
1920s.
10s, 20s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah, 19.
Cool.
Is that where Clarence was at too?
A long time ago.
I think so.
Yeah.
His name was Rudolph Pfeiffer.
Rudolph Pfeiffer.
Rudolph Pfeiffer.
PF.
Yeah, Rudolph
German.
Fenlon Pfeiffer?
German.
No,
The
Fenlon.
Pfeiffers were
Pfeiffer.
Pipers.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, it's PFEIFFER.
Oh, his name. Yeah, I don't know his middle name.
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
So he's a doctor, and the people would come in right down
Right
through there.
Yeah, you would see patients.
And see patients down there.
We got. Do you remember the microscope?
So it's
We
my
had
great
on
grandpa
fire.
used to live.
And he tried.
Going down the back alleyway now.
So this is where they used to keep the carriages and horses and stuff like that were in the back of this all the time.
Oh wow, so these used to be all for carriages, horses, and buggies. Doing some Detroit history here now, man.
Well, the way.
Is it? Oh, okay. So that one right there, that was his place.
How big that was. In those days, oh my.
I remember when I came back here with Dad. Dad goes, "Oh yeah, Uncle Harold and I right outside there. We dug a hole in their yard and all that."
Really?
Cool.
But yeah,
Cool.
back in the day, they used to have these alleyways between the houses. That's where they kept all the buggies and everything.
Yeah,
And then the
it's
main
wild.
street that would be towards that way.
And that was about 100 years ago.
Yeah,
Look
now
how
yeah.
times have changed
Isn't that
in just
crazy?
100 years.
Yeah,
There were
crazy.
horse and buggies down these streets, and now it's nothing but cars everywhere as far as the eye can see. So we're looking for my great grandpa Pfeiffer's gravestone now. So we're at, I think it's Gethsemane. Is it Gethsemane Cemetery? Gethsemane Cemetery. They've got a little mausoleum type crypt there. It's underwater. They got a lot of water in the cemetery right now.
Oh, Martha Pfeiffer and Rudolph. Yeah. Look
My
at there.
great
March
grandpa.
19th.
My great grandpa Pfeiffer.
Does it say Piper on the other side or
We're here and there's a funeral procession just showed up actually. They're headed out there. This is where my great uncle Clarence and Aunt Gertrude are my great uncle. There it is, in a rusty old hall in Detroit. They sang in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral.
Well, I mean,
Church bell chime till it ring 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's kind of crazy.
okay, now I work in the building.
So they filmed some of Transformer fights. Supposed to be LA, right?
Yeah, kind of like an LA type town.
But they filmed some of the Transformer scenes from this area here. The Ford building.
See you later.
Some of that building there. Would you remember which Transformer movie it was? The first one? Or?
The first and second one, both, I think they had different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool because like cars came from Detroit, so they might as well film it in Detroit. Griswold? Griswold? Is that where they make cereal coatings?
Yep. They got the Chevy fountain things go off and they get a home run.
Nice. That's cool. So you could actually stand out here in the street and catch some of the game.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maybe catch a ball if they hit a good one.
They only have they've had like one or two that have left the park.
Really?
And it's pretty far. We have one of the longest outfields.
And then it's right next to Ford Field here, where they play football. So this is cool. You got Detroit Tigers play right here. I mean, Detroit Tigers play here. Detroit Lions play here. Right down this road here. That's cool. So I didn't realize the stadiums were that close to each other. A baseball Ferris wheel. Detroit Tigers Stadium.
The Fox Theater, is that like a...
Detroit Tigers Stadium.
So the Fox Theater there.
This building was in Superman?
Superman, yep. Batman vs. Superman or whatever it is.
Oh, the newer one.
Yeah, the newer one.
Gotcha. I thought it was the original.
No, not the original stuff. And they filmed a lot of stuff right down through here. That's why it's all painted gray on the bottom like that, because they wanted it a gray. I forget.
Really?
Or some of the fight scenes and stuff like that, or whatever.
Some of Batman versus Superman was thrown in there. Cool. I'll have to go back and check that out.
And in Transformers, there was some Transformers stuff that was filmed in there too.
So they painted it all gray at the bottom?
Yeah, for the movies type thing.
Interesting. There's a lot of movie history in Detroit, too.
Well, yeah, when they did that whole thing where the governor and all them, the previous governor put like relieved a bunch of taxes and stuff like that. Off of the movies, stuff like that. So,
well, you can go in there. Now in Motown. Robo Cop.
It's got Tim Allen. It's got Magnum PI.
Tim Allen, Magnum PI, Robo Cop, and Eddie Murphy from Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yep.
Was that filmed here?
Which one?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, the very first, the whole sequence was. And then the second.
Here we are at the Motown Museum, Hitsville, USA. The entire museum is in these two houses right here that they use for a lot of the recording of Motown. All the hits and stuff were filmed, recorded right here. Think of how many people walk through that door. Michael Jackson and his brothers. Who knows how many countless other famous Motown singers walked right through those doors. Amazing. Supremes. Four Tops.
No taking pictures in here, sir?
I was Just told no taking pictures in here. Wah, wah. You get you guys in there? Yeah. Amazing. Selfies everywhere. Yeah. Amazing. Love it.
Nope.
That's where it all happened. Pretty amazing tour. Not allowed to film on the tour, but they bought all these houses up and down this whole row here. This is where Motown, all that music, amazing sound, so much music came from this place right here. Changed the world. The music that came from this place right here changed the world. It absolutely changed the world. Singing about love and freedom and joy, and I mean, Diana Ross, Temptation, Four Tops. So much music. Stevie Wonder actually coming off the tour. He bought the first house for $800. This one here he bought for $800. Ended up making millions.